And welcome to the Ink Archive. My name is Briar, and today I am joined with Tyler. And Tyler, do you hear that? I think I'm hearing some whispers in the well today, and we are going to be starting off with this new set releasing here in Lorcana, Whispers of the Well. I'm excited for this set. Tyler, tell us what we got going on with this new set today.
Hey, so yeah, I'm pretty excited for this new set. There's some cool decks that are running around. I think today we're looking at Purple Steel on both sides, so we're looking at a mirror, which I don't think we've seen too often on the channel, so it'll be a little interesting. I think this matchup will also be pretty back and forth. Both decks are pretty like mid-rangey and can go lower to the ground when they need to against like Emerald Sapphire and those kinds of decks. So when it needs to go under, it can. But when it needs to fight the board, it can also do that fairly well. So I think when both decks are gonna have to go to combat and like figure out when they can quest and be safe doing it. Though I will say, I think a lot of purple steelists are not running the 5-cost spell anymore. So we'll have to see how like Genie Wars end up turning out.
Yeah, Genie Wars are something that's going to be a little bit different here, and I don't even know if we're going to see a lot of Genies challenging into other Genies. I think we're going to be seeing some of these new cards like Lexington being able to have this alert that comes down and challenging all those evasive characters, and because Lexington has that 4 strength, he can take out any of those 4 will-powered characters pretty easily going in, and it's going to be pretty good. I mean, this is definitely a very good match. They have a lot of good answers for each other. Just depending to see who now gets to who gets kind of the upper hand quicker.
Yeah, it might turn into like old Genie Wars if it comes down to, like you said, Lexington's a very, very good answer. I think some Purple Steel players were playing like the Violet Saberwing, the 3/1 evasive that can challenge like Dumbos and stuff. But yeah, like it might just come down to old Genie Wars where it's just like, oh, don't play your Genie first, or play your Genie first so that you can Elsa and like set it up. It's can turn into a real mind game when do you play your Genies or when do you hold them.
Yeah, no, these having a lot of evasives now and having a lot of answers for evasive coming into the set is going to be, it's just a nice thing to have, because evasives were definitely kind of tough to deal with. There's only like 2 decks that really utilize the evasive package, which was Blurple as well as Purple Steel or Amethyst Steel. Those are like really the 2 decks that really utilize this evasive package. Now we have answers for the evasive package a lot easier, so they don't stay on the board as long, but they can still pack a punch here and quest out games sometimes.
Yeah. We're seeing the classic from Purple Steel players just playing these Calhoons, and now neither player can play the game until you deal with a Calhoun or you're ready to give up cards for it. Like you're winning the race or something. And I think Kevin drew a Strength of Ring Fire, so he's going to have to hope to be able to get that down. It looks like he will be able to, but this Lexington is going to be just as bad for him to deal with now.
Yeah, we have this Lexington. We just saw it, and then we get to see this Genie down. So now this Genie pretty much can't even quest, because if it quests, this Lexington's definitely going to be able to challenge into it and banish it.
Yeah, so Kevin has to decide here. Does he care more about getting rid of this Lexington or more about getting rid of this Calhoun? Chooses Lexington. Willing to give up the Calhoun if he needs to.
Yeah, this Lexington is probably definitely going to be a problem. Where yeah, the Calhoun can do something here, but if it challenges into this Pete, it's going to get pretty much banished in the knockback of taking that damage from Pete. So it's not going to stick around for too long. Now we do get to see Stitch here. Now one of my favorite cards that came out a couple sets ago, which does have a similar effect to Calhoun, but every time it challenges a character and banishes it, it gets to draw a card and you get to gain 1 lore, so which is really nice to kind of challenge into things. Now we do get to see one of the new cards here. We have Hades. He likes to make a deal over here. You get to pick a character on your opponent's side of the field. and your opponent gets to decide if you get to draw 2 cards or they get to put that character on the bottom of the deck. And it looks like that Stitch is going to stay, and we have Shane here letting Kevin draw the 2 cards instead.
Yeah, I don't think I saw what Kevin chose for his target.
He chose Stitch.
But I imagine it. Okay, he did choose Stitch. Yeah, those were the only 2 real options.
And we see another new card here on Shane's side. We see this Pluto Steel Champion. Now, this is a new card. This is an interesting card. I've been seeing some people kind of tech in to the Amethyst Steel decks. It pretty much is a 5/5 that quests for 2, and then during your turn, whenever one of your Steel characters banishes another character in a challenge, you get a gain 2. So that's another Calhoun. So now Calhoun can pretty much gain 4 lore whenever it banishes a character in a challenge, which can be very scary and very quickly being able to gain to 20 lore quick.
Yeah, unfortunately, even though Shane is getting these characters down that like can allow him to quest for, or inherently or inadvertently quest for a lot, Kevin's just got all these evasive characters that he just isn't able to deal with, and so even though he has all these characters that want to go to combat, he just can't.
Yeah,
they're gonna find some answer here.
Well, we do get to see this Elsa now, our 5th Spirit Elsa. So we get to choose a character and exert it, and we're going to have the Calhouns challenge into each other and gaining that 4 lore now, gaining all those points here. And we're going to see if he's able to gain any more from this point.
I'm actually surprised he didn't use Stitch there. Stitch lives the interaction and draws him a card, and I think that would be pretty relevant here. So I think just seeing as he has only 1 card in his hand. It depends on what the card in his hand is, I guess. If it's like a dock or something, maybe he just doesn't want to draw it yet. But I'm surprised even though he doesn't take as much lore for it, I think it's fine to be able to just draw cards back into your hand to keep in this game. Because if he's not, then he's never going to find a way to deal with these genies.
Yeah, these genies are definitely going to be a problem here. I mean, we have 2 of them on the field, plus this Dumbo now, so all your evasive characters are going to be able to either gain a lore, draw a card, or quest them, where like these genies are now going to quest for 2 still. So we'll see what he can do here. It looks like we are going to have the genie quest for 2. We're sitting at 9 lore here on Kevin's side, and having a lot of characters on the field.
Yeah, like he doesn't have to quest at all if he doesn't want to until he's ready to like win the game. And like unfortunately, I think this genie might just be a little too late for Shane here. He still can't even crash into one of these genies yet. Even this Madam M just only gets some +1.
Yeah, the Madam M doesn't get to boost up this Elsa any bigger yet. It just does that 3, and that genie having 4 willpower is definitely going to be tough for this Elsa to even get into, and even the genie to get into. So you're going to have to send both of those characters into one character, which is not ideal at all.
But he can't even send the genie in because he just played it.
Well, yeah, for next turn though.
He might get another turn.
He might not actually. That's true.
If Kevin finds a Cobra here, then the game's just over. I think this right now his board state puts him at 19. If he quests with everything.
I mean, he does have the Cobra in hand. We do see that.
Yeah, but he should just win the game there. Right, because he's at 9, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This will put him at 18. So yeah, so if he quests out right now, goes to 18, he could play this Cobra and just go to 20 here and win the game.
Yeah.
He might
Seems
just
like
be
he's
doing the math.
Though.
Let's see. Is he thinking that way? Is he thinking those numbers, or is he trying to figure out the challenge here? He may not even realize that he has.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those problems that players have. They get in their head too much, and they don't just realize that they have the game right now. He's gonna play this Hades, maybe.
I don't know. We're
No,
separating the
okay.
ink.
I'm ready.
Let's see what we got. It looks like he has another
Nah.
Lexington in hand as well. So we have Lexington, Hades, Cobra, I think something else. No. Of course, we get the Dumbo effect. Paying 1, exerting this Dumbo, drawing card, gaining a lore, seeing if you can find something else.
How he's doing the math.
Yeah. And think you got it. See if you realize the math. We link it. We play. Okay, we play White Rose instead. Okay.
Good.
And paying the other 3 to discard just to go overkill and go to like 21. So cool. All right, he's got it. So we got the game 1 to Kevin here. Figured out those numbers.
Yeah.
Took him a minute, but he's got it. Going into game 2, Shane's going to be going first in this game.
Yeah, it was the shooting the or using that strength on Lexington was like the biggest play you could have made. Like now, then Shane had no evasives, nothing to contest the genies. Just they ran over the game too much, and Kevin was smart. He just said, "You know what? Until you play something that threatens my genies, I'm just going to quest with these guys until I can win the game."
Yeah, that's pretty much all he needed to do is just get rid of the answers against the evasives, and sadly Shane just didn't get that. He didn't find any real ways to get rid of any evasive characters. No strengths, no thunderbolts, none of that to be able to get rid of these evasives. So he had to go in and hope to find some characters that let him quest for a lot, or find some characters maybe like Hades, and hoping that his opponent doesn't let him draw the 2 cards and puts that Hades or puts those evasive characters at the bottom of the deck. But that sadly did not happen. But hopefully we'll see if Shane can come back from this one and see what he can pull off in round 2 or game 2.
Looking a little bit more promising on Shane's side. Has a couple of decent evasive answers. I'd probably look to hold on to Strength and Lexington here, simply because I know my opponent is on every genie and every like evasive character, and so if you can stop those before they become real problems, then that's pretty good. But I think he threw the Lexington away.
He did throw the Lexington away. He kept a couple cards, but that Lexington was put back.
I don't remember. I couldn't tell if he kept the Strength or Fire. He might have kept
he kept the Strength. I think he kept that. He just didn't keep the Lexington.
Okay. Probably doesn't feel like he needs 2 answers then, but we'll have to see. He is the aggressive player now since he's on the play. Hopefully he can take a slightly more aggressive angle. I think last game he played the Diablo on 1, and I think that's the kind of play you make when you're on the play, not on the draw. Obviously, probably didn't have anything else to do that turn, but I think when you're on the draw, you're looking for Captain Hook or something aggressive to deal with your turn 1 or turn 2 plays from your opponent.
Yeah, and sadly, Shane didn't even see a 1-drop here. Didn't see any Diablos, didn't see any Palace Guards or Captain Hooks. Just saw his 2 costs. He did get to draw another Lexington, which is good, but didn't see anything else for his turn 1 play.
Does he have a turn 2?
He does. He has the Calhoun.
Okay. I missed it. Oh, he's on the Jasmine too. Okay. I like that Jasmine. She's a 5-cost 3/7. That gets evasive on your turn, and you can discard a card to give her Challenger +3.
Yes.
But that doesn't limit you once per turn, so you can like pitch 2 or 3 cards to give it basically infinite strength and just take out whatever you want that turn. It is a little costly, but in Purple Steel, you're playing docks and stuff, and so there's moments where you're just like, I might as well get some use out of these cards. I'll pitch them all to what's her name? Jasmine. And get some value out of it.
Yeah, and the nice thing is, too, is she is another evasive type character that gets to be, during your turn, having evasive, which is really nice. So challenging into some of those people is going to be really good here. Some good answers to have for that later game.
Yeah. It's notable that she can work off of Dumbo too, which is nice. I know she quests for 2, but she is a 3/7 that's pretty big. So you can just like activate Dumbo's ability on her and be like, well, she'll survive an attack, and if not, she'll probably trade for 2 or 3 cards anyway. So
And now we get to see a Pete come down here, making it so Kevin can't play any actions this turn. And now we get to see another Pete, so both players are play actions for the next turn. So we're going to hope, I think he had a strength in his hand, so he's going to try to see if he can play the strength, play some more characters down on this turn here, and sing strength with Pete. So now he can, like, take out this Lexington, this Diablo, or even this other Pete here, and maybe do something here, or just kind of hold off and see what happens here. We do get to see Calhoun, so we do have another character here that can be played, and this Pete can sing this strength the following turn.
yeah, he's gonna have to get rid of this Lexington. But I think Dumbo's going down here, which means he's not gonna have enough characters to get rid of Lexington. I think Kevin's just gonna take the initiative and get rid of it.
So we see Doc now getting played, and not using the effect, but having the Pete sing strength and taking out or banishing the Calhoun. But we see another Doc come down, drawing those 2 cards now. So we get to do it. And seeing what we got here, I don't know what the 2 cards he drew, but they probably are going to be good. They're going to help him get through here.
Yeah, I mean, he has a reasonable board against his mirror opponent, this Lexington, just sitting around saying, hey, go ahead, activate the Dumbo. Got rid of the character anyway, so it doesn't actually matter. Like, he saved himself from getting striked by on this turn. Can't play. Okay, I was gonna say I don't think he can play. Like, I was like, wait, no, I thought he couldn't play Lexington. Doesn't he have Kevin? Is he?
Yes, he does.
Okay, there it is. All right. He had it. He just had to.
He just picked the wrong
order
card,
it
probably.
slightly differently. Had to order it slightly differently.
Using the Dumbo effect now, getting that 1 card into his hand, so that's what he's trying to do here, and seeing what we can go from here. Was able to take out this Lexington, which is good. So now he can kind of pretty much quest with this and use Dumbo's effect pretty freely and not have to worry about anything going down. I mean, we do get to see this Genie now come down, but not really a threat too much for this Dumbo until that Genie gets either more strength or there's another evasive character coming down.
Yeah, it's scary seeing Kevin's board go a lot wider than his own right now, but he doesn't have a reasonable answer to Dumbo quite yet, so he's got to make the most of this Dumbo while he has it. I think he has a Fire the Cannons at his hand. Has a big Elsa. That's really good. He can play it.
Yeah, he's got this big Elsa. This Elsa is very nice. It's a very neat little tech card in the deck here. Being able to shift it off the new Elsa that came in the set, as well as the 5th Spirit. Of course, the new Elsa, whenever she gets played, you get to draw a card, which is really nice. She is a 3-cost 1/3. So this is a good little option to kind of be able to shift on it and get you more card draw, which is a good option to kind of have here in this deck. And then being able to freeze 2 characters is really good.
Yeah. I think he's got a freeze. Yeah, okay. That's what I was going to recommend. Getting freezing these 2. He can trade with the Genie if he would like. Or not the Genie, I apologize. The Pete. Get that out of here. Lock down the Genie for a couple turns. Hopefully it doesn't become an issue. And hopefully get more value out of this this Dumbo. Did he not quest with that Elsa? Okay, he's still thinking. I thought he passed.
No, I think he's thinking about it here, and he did. Yeah, so requesting here with the Elsa. I mean, there's not really a reason not to. I mean, he does have this black Heron on the field, and Kevin has which does have 3 strength, which can take care of some of these characters here, this Pete or this Elsa, or at least put half damage on this Elsa. And we'll have to see if he can take his other character's challenge into it, but I don't think he wants to lose that many characters so far.
Yeah, there wasn't a way for him to get rid of the Elsa this turn, because he just didn't have the strength that would have cost basically his entire board just to put 5 damage on it. So not really worth it.
Alright,
It's
let's
the
see.
Cobra down.
Giant Cobra doing Giant Cobra things.
This is scary for Elsa to deal with.
Yeah, this board is, we thought we were going to be answering the board and kind of cleaning it up a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's going to be cleaned up a whole lot here.
Goliath. This card's kind of cool. I'm surprised to see it in purple steel. So this card, it's a 5/6 that quests for 2, and at the end of each player's turn, if they have more than 2 cards in their hand, they discard down to 2, and if they don't have 2 cards in their hand, they draw to 2. So basically, at the end of every turn, both players will be at 2 cards. Pretty good for purple steel. I see a lot in the sapphire steel lists, but this does just like every turn allow you to play your threats every turn. Like, okay, I got two cards. I'll go to 3 on my draw step. I can probably play most of these, or at least keep myself at that 2 range and just keep playing, and go over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's a nice addition to the deck. Definitely a very strong card that can help refill your hand if you need to. And then also like makes the decks who do get to draw a lot go down to 2, and now they have to play with only like 3 cards during their next turn, which can be very tough to handle, or at least be able to play some of the cards. Towards the later game, it might not be as bad, but definitely in this early game, it's definitely going to be rough to deal with.
It's a little scary, though, because I think the game's tied up right now.
It is 12-8 currently, but
okay.
This
something somewhere.
12 is going to be on Shane's side here. Kevin is at 8. It's definitely... I mean, the boards are definitely... We've got 6 on Shane's, and I think 6 as well on Kevin's side that they can quest for. But it's still definitely scary that we're seeing a lot of Kevin going wider, and Shane's just going to be pretty much having these big characters out. These just big, strong characters.
Yeah, I mean, he's winning the race right now and gets to take care of the Calhoun if he really wants to right now. He doesn't really have to, though. Honestly, works. Okay, gets rid of it with the Madam. That makes sense. I like that quite a bit. Just turn everything else sideways because you're winning the race.
Yeah, this is definitely looking good for Shane now. We get to see everything kind of quest. Now he gets to use Dumbo effect because he gets to ink and draw a card, and then we get to see the other 2 characters probably going to be questing here. That's going to be questing for 5. Very close to being to the end of the game here. I think we're seeing Shane here at 18, I believe. Yes, 18 at the end of this turn, and sending it over to Kevin with 8 lore. There has to be a way for him to answer it. If not, this is going to be rough to deal with here. But it looks like we see a Calhoun come down at dock, seeing if we draw a couple good cards here, and don't see it. So we're going to go ahead and go into game 3.
Yeah, so Shane's build of Purple Steel is a little interesting. It's a little more all over the place than some of the more standard Purple Steel lists. Like, obviously, he's on, like, not all over the place, but definitely trying to focus on the challenge side of Purple Steel a little more with the Plutos and the Calhouns and the Stitches. But I think it's hard in this matchup to do that because I think both players recognize that, like, they can go to combat with each other, but they don't really want to. Like, they're trying to win with their evasives until they have to quest with things that aren't evasive, or in the case of Shane, they just find something like an Elsa that is ginormous and will take out 2 or 3 things with her when she comes down.
Yeah, and there's some interesting things in Shane's deck that we haven't seen yet, because I actually played against him in one of the other rounds, and there's a card I haven't seen been played in a very long time, if not ever. And I'm wondering if we're going to see it in this match. I'm kind of, it's like a little, like, I don't know, a little tech card that helps him exert a bunch of characters. But we'll see if he might be able to play it this turn or in this game.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It could come up. Is it the Duel Link card I'm thinking of?
It's the Duel Link card. I mean, he might be trying to restore some crowns, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, if you can get it down, it would be cool, but that's going to be a tall order, I think.
It is. It's definitely rough.
I think this matchup gets just a lot. I think by the time Destroying the Crown actually is going to be usable, the game's going to be over. I think that's just how these games are going to go, unless they both are staring at each other with Calhouns and not doing anything for 5 turns. I could see that happening too, I guess.
Yeah, I only see that card being good here in this mirror match, because no one's gonna really exert or go sideways if there's multiple Calhouns on the board. So they're just gonna be sitting there waiting to be challenged. So this is a good way to exert everybody and all of your opponent's characters, and then challenging into them, and then kind of clearing the board and gaining lore on top of that. Which is very similar to another card that we got here in Whispers in the Well. It's the new Demona. Now this new Demona is really nice. Being a 6 cost, same thing as the Restoring the Crown, but you get to draw cards instead of gaining lore, and it's a body on board, so which is a very strong card as well. And we see it in Shane's hand here is that new Demona. Really cool, very strong card, really good in the Amethyst Steel decks.
Oh, okay, nice. I didn't actually see this Captain Hook and Shane's hand. I thought he had 2 Diablos. He does have 2. He was hiding the Captain Hook from me. That's great for Shane. I thought he was still. I thought this was going to be a pure race between both players, just playing Diablos on each other a bunch and hoping that they can find a way to break through the later game stalemate.
Yeah, it looks like Shane's got some good cards in his hand here to kind of help him get through the game. We do get to see a Doc come down. Not probably going to be using this effector because he has a bunch of cards in his hand and doesn't want to go down to 2. A lot of the cards in Shane's hand here is pretty good here for his turn 3 and turn 4 plays.
Yeah, I was surprised he inked the Genie. I think that card's really, really good here. Kevin's playing a bunch of 3/3s. So I think if you keep that and play that rather than trying to stick this Elsa, I like that a bit more, but I think he wants to stick a P here. I think that's what he's really going for. Yeah, okay. Hey, I like both options, stopping for his opponent from being able to sing anything this turn, and hopefully dealing with whatever Kevin plays with his own Strength of a Raging Fire this turn isn't awful, especially if he gets to get rid of this Dumbo. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, no, being able to get rid of this Dumbo is definitely going to be putting Shane in a good spot here so that he can get rid of some of these evasive characters. Now, there are some characters on Kevin's side here that are 3 strength and 3 willpower, so it is going to be a little tough to deal with some of those. I mean, he does have this Captain Hook, but it doesn't trade really well if he decided to quest with this Captain Hook and doesn't get to knock out any of the other opposing characters unless if he's challenging into him. So we got to find a way to kind of help answer some of these other characters here, and we're going to see Stitch to kind of help out with that, and he gets to survive the trade on those, which is really good.
Yeah, I saw him considering inking it, and I would have been surprised because he does have the Restoring the Crown in his hand, and he can play it next turn if he really wants to. He probably saves it, but
yeah, he could save it or kind of just use it here, depending on what Kevin plays, might determine what he will do here. We're going to see this Hades come down, targeting the Stitch. Just says, nah, you ain't getting rid of my Stitch today. Says, draw 2 cards.
Scary.
Oh,
Gets her
and
bring
got
it
the
up anyway.
strength off of it anyway. Dang.
It's one of the things that I maybe I'll speak to it a little bit more afterward. But Hades has been, to me, he's a great card, and he's also kind of mid to me. I've played games where his kinds of effects exist, and a lot of the times I find them to be pretty underwhelming. But in the Purple Steel, I will admit that he's pretty good here. But maybe I'll speak to that more maybe afterward.
Eh. Don't think
With
Shane's going to be doing a whole lot this turn because he's got this Demona and he's got the Restoring Crown in hand. I think he's trying to aim for this Demona now and then being able to play Restoring the Crown afterwards. But it's definitely looking rough here for Shane, trying to figure out what does he need to do to answer these boards. Is there something that he needs to answer right away? And it is going to be a rough spot.
Yeah, so you can see him debating there, but this is the problem with that, like Restoring the Crown. It just doesn't do quite enough here. He's like, well, I guess it's a card that doesn't help you when you're like behind like this very often. Finding another strength, getting rid of the Madam Mim. This is looking not so hot for Shane here. We'll have to see if he can find a way out of this.
And seeing Genie's building a board now from Kevin's just going to build this wide board. And it looks like Amethyst Steel is really starting to be this. I'm going to build a really wide deck and have a lot of really strong characters on it and do it pretty quickly as well, which is really good. So a lot of like blue decks might kind of suffer from this unless you see like Spooky Sight or Under the Sea or even the Prince Philip combo with the new song. It might be like the only real ways to answer some of these wide boards that this deck is going to do, but it's definitely a deck that's going to be top tier. I can definitely tell you that. It's a very strong deck, just being able to go wide with these big bodies.
Yeah, I'm surprised last time we didn't see Shane take out the White Rose and the Heron because like he has access to doing it, or yeah, those two. There's just not a lot of reason not to. He can do this, but it doesn't actually do him much good. You can't get rid of the Dumbo. I guess he can take out the two docks and still have characters around, but
I don't think that Doc was going to be banished, but I guess he just put it away anyway. I mean, he knows that he doesn't win this game anyway, but I guess.
Yeah, he's scooping it up anyway.
Yeah. Well,
he realized he fell behind too fast. I think the Hades into strength was what really did him in. After that, he just started losing pace. It's weird because like all of Kevin's stuff had one lore. It's just like I'm gonna keep chipping at you until I win the game.
yeah, that was definitely a back-breaking move here. Is just getting rid of that Stitch and not being able to use it to challenge into anything, and just not being able to take care of the board. That Hades definitely found an answer for that card in two ways, either by itself or by that strength that it drew from the card.
Yeah, I don't now. Give some closing thoughts on the Hades. I've played other games. I know I don't normally like to talk about too many like other TCGs on the channel because we mostly focus on Lorcana. But the biggest comparison that I draw to, there was a card from Star Wars that did something very, very similar. Where it's like, hey, choose a thing and they either get rid of it or they let you draw cards. And I feel like in that game, every time we played it, it did the opposite of what we wanted it to do. The difference being, I think Hades being a 3/4, so it has a body attached to it, is the big like difference. I think what we just saw, right, where Kevin plays the Hades, and in that moment, he doesn't really care what happens. he either gets rid of Stitch and it's great, or he doesn't and he strengths it anyway. So it's not like you used 2 cards on the Stitch to get rid of it. You only used 1. That Hades just let you draw 2 cards. And so I think for something specifically like Purple Steel, it didn't have a ton of other 5-drops to play anyway, other than Bell. And Bell is very good, but I think the Hades just helps like smooth some of its draw out. Like now it has all the G's and the Docks and the Hades, so a lot of the things just end up inadvertently drawing it cards. So it never really has a ton of cards in its hand, but it's never out of cards either.
Yeah, the Hades is definitely a very interesting card in Amethyst Steel, and even in some of the other decks. I don't know if we really see it in like Blurple or in the any of the other purple decks that are really going around. I think you might see maybe 1 or 2 copies in it, but definitely Amethyst Steel utilizes that card more, and it's definitely just a big body that just comes in being a 3/4 that just says, hey, I don't care what it is, and I have this big body, answer it. You can't? Cool, then I'm going to keep doing the things. I'm going to have it sing songs next turn. It's going to challenge into a bunch of things, which is very, very strong in this type of matchup and in the mirror. And just being able to go wide, it's just really nice.
Yeah, I think it shores up one of the slots in Amethyst Steel that was kind of awkward before. It wasn't bad, but like obviously Bell is a really, really strong card, right? But I think it wanted to do something else other than Bell, and I think Hades was like the perfect slot for that deck. Like you said, I don't know how much Blarpool's really using Hades, or I think Ruby Amethyst players are like playing him in some amount of copies, but I don't think it's like 3 or 4. I think it's like it might be 2 or 3, but I don't think I see anybody on a full playset.
Yeah, but this is definitely a good match, though. It's definitely showing off definitely 2 different variants of the Amethyst Steel decks. Very, very cool ways to play this, some very interesting ways, some cool little tech options, and really neat ways to see what Whispers NOL has to offer for the for this ink combination. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you click that like button down below, and make sure you click that subscribe button. And click that bell icon so you get notified of new videos, because we have more Whispers of the Well coming your way. So definitely click that bell to get notified for those videos. But until next time, we will see you later. Bye.